Hey guys, what's up? It's Eric. Welcome to RevMatch. So I wanted to say Happy New Year's and also thank you for 460 subscribers. I think it's a pretty good number for me. I've been doing this since August. I'm pretty happy with it, but thank you guys for tuning in and joining me and coming along for this ridiculous ride. So I made another video about TDI owners and a lot of people were really upset with me. I definitely recommend you check it out first and come back to this video. There is a link in the video up here. There's also a link down in the description box. So click on that, come back, and I'll be here. Now if you own a 3.0 TDI, I've got an update for you guys a little bit later in the video, so I definitely recommend you stay around and watch the rest of the video. Let me sum up for you guys what's been going on in this case. Back in September of 2015, the EPA accused VW of cheating on emissions. And how did they do that? They accused VW of installing software on their cars, on their diesel cars, that would allow the car to know when it was being tested for emissions. And when it was being tested for emissions, it would lower the amount of emissions that the car was putting out. However, back in the real world, when you're driving it around, the car was actually producing about 40 times higher NOx than it was supposed to. Ultimately, the EPA sued VW in January of 2016, and they negotiated for a while, and by October of 2016, they reached a settlement. VW was unable to bring most of the cars into compliance due to any kind of software fix, anything like that. So VW actually agreed to buy back about 475,000 cars, and that was the deal that they struck. After my last video, a reporter from Jalopnik, David Tracy, visited a guy in Ohio, and this guy stripped his car completely of everything in the car. He pulled the doors off, he pulled the glass out, he pulled the interior out, he pulled the rear hatch off. It was completely stripped. He even pulled the airbags out, but he made sure that it was drivable because under the decree, the judge in the case said the car must be drivable when the people bring them into VW to get a reimbursement. This guy, Joe Meyer, actually contacted VW no less than 4 times to verify that they would buy his car back when he took it to the dealer. Here's the catch. When he took his car in, VW canceled his appointment. Fast forward to last Friday, there's a hearing in federal court, and the judges for VW actually wanted to bring this issue forward to the judge. And the attorney for VW told the court, a handful of owners have brought in vehicles for buyback that have been regrettably, deliberately stripped of parts. In fact, at least one owner went so far as to strip the car of almost every removable part, including seats, doors, a radio, and even the airbag. Now I'm pretty sure he's talking about this guy, Joe, in Ohio. And Joe, if you're watching, leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. And the judge replied to this, and he said, I think that's not just in the spirit, but clearly the purpose of the agreement was to accept these cars by Volkswagen in the condition that they were. They were in that they were being driven on the road, and that's not to strip the cars. But I think a word of caution is appropriate at this time. So, sorry Joe, it sounds like you're gonna have to put your car back together before you bring it back to VW. Hopefully they'll buy it back for you. But I have a consolation prize. If you put it back together, I'll buy you a 6-pack of beer to make the process a little bit easier. Yeah, I know this is only 1 beer, but hey, that's all that was left in the fridge. I drank the other 5. There was actually some other pretty good news from the hearing. If you're the owner of a 3-liter TDI, such as a Q7, a Touareg, I believe Porsche had some 3 liters also, there is going to be some relief for you in 2017. If you've got a 2009 to 2012 Q7 or Touareg, the option for you is going to be a buyback and some additional compensation. If you own a 2013 to 2016 model, it looks like there will be an option for repair and additional compensation as well. So what's my take on all of this? Look, VW cheated. Yeah, okay, they definitely deceived consumers. However, the amount of emissions that are being produced by these cheater cars is going to be far less than these rolling coal trucks that you see doing these videos all over YouTube. it can't be possibly any worse than that. I mean, let's get real. If the goal of the EPA is to reduce greenhouse gases and to reduce emissions, I cannot imagine that scrapping all of these cars, 500,000 cars, is really going to accomplish that goal. And also, I really do think this is probably the death knell for diesels in North America. I understand that they have been popular in Europe for many, many years. However, the emission standards there are a little bit different with respect to NOx. And the standard's a little bit higher. In North America, the NOx standards have always been a little bit lower, and diesels never caught on because of the cost. I think VW basically put a nail in the coffin of diesels in North America. And finally, Road and Track is reporting that CARB, the California Emissions Resources Board, is going to require that VW produce no less than 3 fully electric cars and offer them for sale by 2019. This is the first that I've heard of CARB dictating what percentage of a vehicle's manufacturer's lineup has to be produced. I'm going to leave that for another video. And if you guys are new, click on my ugly face over here to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a couple of days. And Happy New Year!